How to get rich. Good fortune. The fact is, the more you practice, the harder you sweat, the luckier you get. Ideas. We've had 'em since Eve deceived Adam, but take it from me, execution's the key. The money? Just pester a likely investor to get what you need, you toady to greed. The talent? Go sign it. But first, wine and dine it. It's tedious work with a talented jerk. Good timing. To win it, you gotta be in it. Just never be late to quit or cut bait. Expansion. It's vanity. Profit is sanity. Overhead begs to walk on two legs. The first step, just do it and bluff your way through it. Remember to duck. Godspeed and good luck. This poem was written by probably my favorite author in the business genre. The book is How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis, and here are 3 things that I have learned or has changed the way that I think about life and operate my business. And if you stay to the end and you like the book, I do have a bonus piece that I think that you'll find interesting. It's so well written and has some of the best advice on what kind of traits you need to have to be a successful entrepreneur, how to acquire wealth. Not really tactical on what to do. Alex Ramosi kind of preached more like tactical things. This is more on who you need to be, the person, what you need to sacrifice, and really makes you question like whether it's worth it at all. I would really put it up there with Rich Dad Poor Dad as like the 101 and the 102 for probably the 2 first books that you should read if you have any sort of entrepreneurial aspirations. He's very different than all the other business development or business and personal development books out there, which I think most of those are written by a ghostwriter, make their stories or sound interesting. Felix Dennis is a writer first. He's more of a poet. He was an aspiring rapper, so more like artistic, who happened to be an exceptional businessman. He ended up turning his publishing company, Dennis Publishing, into a massive empire worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. They own the likes of Maxim magazine, which I'm sure everyone's heard of. But he has like an amazing story, more like Richard Branson-esque, very quirky. Sadly passed away about 10 years ago. But I read it for the first time probably 3 or 4 years ago. I listened to it on Audible actually, and it's a great listen. I would probably say it's one of those books that you definitely want to read and listen to. Definitely worth like sitting down and like reading, highlighting, writing notes and everything like that. The first part, he really tries to convince you that going down what he calls the narrow road is going to cost you a lot. To quote Felix, the truth is it means sacrificing to get rich, but the worst part of it is that it's not always you that's doing the sacrificing. And I think that hits home on definitely me, but a lot of people going through entrepreneurship is that if you have a significant other or kids or friends or anything like that, that you have to give up like a lot of things, like doing stuff with them on the weekends or working late. Like right now it's 6:40 and I still have to work out after I leave the office. So I'm not going to get home till probably like 9 o'clock tonight. He's talking about your physical health and your mental health, and that like the people around you are bearing the burden of your obsession with success and obtaining wealth. And I do want to quote Felix again. It's my hope that this book will cause you to consider very carefully whether you are truly driven by inner demons to be rich. If you are not, then my earnest and heartfelt advice to you is to do not on any account make this attempt. So are you going to commit yourself going down the narrow road to become rich? Because if so, it's time. Start now. The second principle is probably the one that kind of hit home with me the most, and I think with a lot of people who are looking to start business or to create content or anything like that, is he talks a lot about fear in the book, how fear is like the number one impediment for anyone looking to even just start anything. There's actually another really good quote. I opened up with the poem that started off the book, and I do want to include this as well because I think this is like very impactful on kind of what I'm saying with the fear. If you are unwilling to fail, sometimes publicly and even catastrophically, you stand very little chance of ever getting rich. If you care about what the neighbors think, you will never get rich. If you cannot bear the thought of causing worry to your family, spouse, or lover while you plow a lonely, dangerous road rather than taking the safe option of a regular job, you will never get rich. If you have artistic inclinations and fear that the search for wealth will coarsen such talents or degrade them, you will never get rich, because your fear is well justified in this instance. If you are not prepared to work longer hours than almost anyone that you know, despite the jibes of colleagues and friends, you are unlikely to get rich. If you cannot convince yourself that you are good enough to be rich, you will never get rich. If you cannot treat your quest to get rich as a game, you will never be rich. If you cannot face up to your fear of failure, you will never be rich. And the truth is that getting rich means sacrifice. And if you're not willing to sacrifice your humility, your free time, income in the short term in order to make more money later, you're never going to be. You might be well off. The truth is, I wish I would have read this book when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad back when I was like 22 years old, because I think Rich Dad, Poor Dad gave me the confirmation that I needed, that like, oh, I do want to be an entrepreneur. My dad ran Mark Allen Contracting, the office that we're in right now. And I just thought that's what people did. They just go run their own company. But I didn't know kind of what it really took inside of you as a person. I just knew like tactically like what you're supposed to do because of books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, watching my dad's, oh, you just go start a business. That's it. But when it came to like me in my like, mid-early 20s, I was very scared like to commit to anything, very scared to fail in front of people. That's a very big regret that I have, because it was such vital times to learn amazing business skills that like I could have applied to the next business that I started, and the next business. And by now being 36 years old, I could have had so much more business acumen than I do now, that I've learned over the past like 6 years of like truly being an entrepreneur or a business. So hopefully someone watching this in their early 20s goes and reads this book and says, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. What's the worst thing that can happen? You're broke. You have nothing to lose. You don't have a family. That's the best time too. So the people that you're afraid of what they think are going to think what they think regardless of what you do. If you play it safe and go get a W-2 job, they're thinking, oh, look at him. He's just doing nothing. He's a loser. If you go take a risk, they're like, oh, look at him putting himself out there. He's going to fail. And if you do fail, they're going to make fun of you. And even if you do succeed, I'm sure they're still going to make fun of you for being successful. They're going to think what they think regardless of what you do. So fuck them. Don't play that game. Just go play the game of business and figure it out and go win. And let's do that YouTube thing real quick and just like drop in the comments one thing that you were afraid to start. And let's just talk about it. What is stopping you from building something that you're proud of? It's not your idea. It's not your resources. It's not timing. It's probably fear. And fear only wins if you let it. So go punch fear in the fucking face and let's go build something, all right? The third principle that I got out of how to get rich is that execution is the only thing that matters, is that ideas are literally like valueless and everyone has a ton of them. I invented a ton of applications in my head, but I didn't create anything. So like you could have a bunch of ideas, but you aren't actually able to put them to, the burner and create something out of them, then it doesn't really matter. Fuck your ideas. Too many people want to make a movie or an app and not enough people want to dig a hole. There's a new like trend with Cody Sanchez, like doing boring businesses. I absolutely love it. It's just, I think some of the best businesses start are like singular trades in construction. Like just be a concrete guy, do something that's one trade. And cause you'll be like so surprised, especially in construction, how low the bar is for quality of work and like normal business operation stuff. Like submitting estimates that have more information, not through text messages, just answering your phone. If you go down any business directory, even go to Google and try to find a contractor on a single trade, you probably won't get 1 in 5 people to answer the phone. It's completely crazy. You definitely won't get them to call you back as well. The bar is extremely low on a lot of businesses. Just be like modestly good. But if you do start today, that you are going to start something that you're going to learn and you're probably going to fail. And the next time you start the next business, you're going to have better skills in at least one area, probably multiple. You're a better manager. You'd be better at generating leads. You'd be better at sales. so that you'll get traction earlier the next time you start a company. And it might take 3 or 4. I don't think it gets easier. So like, just start now and just figure it out. So that bonus piece I was talking about was a companion book that Felix wrote called How to Make Money. I absolutely love how bad his titles are. They're just like how to get rich and how to make money. One of the most common criticisms that I've even said is that like how to get rich, it's not like a tactical book. It's more on like mindset, the sacrifices, some things on negotiation, but how to make money is more of like tactical things that you can apply to your life and to your business like immediately. So definitely a good companion book to have. Highly recommend it. Links to both books down in the description. So go check them out. I think they're both kind of difficult to actually find on Amazon just because the titles are so generic. I think you might have to put Felix Dennis in there. So search how to get rich or how to make money with Felix Dennis, find them, or just go down to the description. The links to Amazon will be there. So here's my question. What is stopping you from building something that you're proud of? It's not your idea. It's not your resources. It's not timing. It's probably fear. And fear only wins if you let it. So go punch fear in the fucking face and let's go build something, all right? I'm Adam Upchurch. This is the Reinvestor Show. I create content on building businesses, investing in real estate, and mindset. So if you like this video, definitely hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.